Episode 3. Vicky. Okay, got it.
What?
No, I'm just thinking. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of the Celtic Commodities Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, CD Famously, Chris Dutton, and joining me, as always, my podcasting partner in crime, the beautiful Miss Victoria Earls. Vicky, how are you?
I'm okay.
Awesome.
I think we both know I'm hyper. Hyper.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Yes.
You've not been on the coffee. You absolutely
I
positive.
don't like coffee. I don't drink it. I don't like it. But I like the smell of it. But I don't.
You've not been on anything today.
No, just copious amounts of tea,
Tea can do it can have that effect.
caffeine, sea air. I don't know.
How has your week been?
Grant. Just kind of been sorting out the return to the UK, but then I have Fozzie next weekend, so I'm trying to organise that.
So jealous.
Jealous. Chris Junko. And my friend has this really awesome plan where he tends to meet everyone, like wrestlers. If they're in Dublin, he'll find them. It's like he hunts them down.
Is he like a creepy, like autograph stalker kind of selfie guy? I
Oh,
see them, and they wait around the buses and the hotels and stuff, and they stalk them when they come out. It's kind of creepy.
yeah, I don't like when people do that. I know some girls who do that in the UK and they go to America and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
hop on to yourself. No, he's just getting his money's worth.
Right.
It's David. He's in the wrestling group that we're all in on Facebook. He's just good at timing, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. I reckon this podcast is going to be selling.
Yeah, quite possibly. Considering what we've got to talk about, I would probably say that, we want to lighten the mood a little bit.
That's true. And, I mean, when did you watch Fastlane? Yesterday?
I watched it, yesterday, Monday, I watched it. I was going to watch it live, but I kind of started to watch it, and then I started seeing people tweeting, oh, I'm falling asleep and it's 10 minutes in, and I was like, yeah, this probably isn't going to be worth staying up for, so I called it a day and just went to bed. Probably wise.
Yeah.
Probably wise. But yeah, to be honest with you, because we're going to have to talk about Raw at some point.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I am beat up after the weekend. I need to go crack, so
Tell me why you were so quiet. Because usually, right, for those who don't know us personally, we're great friends and chat all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes. You were so quiet. I was freaked out.
I've pretty much spent the last couple of days just kind of licking my wounds.
Oh God. Good job you said that.
Saturday was probably, as far as training experiences, because obviously most people, if they don't know, I am currently training to be a pro wrestler. As far as training goes, it was probably one of the scariest experiences I've had. But as far as overall, like, being involved in wrestling, especially behind the scenes, Saturday evening was one of the best experiences I've ever had. So I'll probably tell you the bad stuff first. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Basically, you know what a front bump is, right?
Yeah.
You fall, you put your hands out, don't smash your face in, all good. Well, we were doing like a drill, and what would happen is you'd slide in the ring, you'd duck a clothesline, run off the ropes, you'd duck a back elbow, run off the ropes. The guy would then drop down onto his stomach, and then you would pretend to trip over his legs and do a bump, like he tripped you over. So I run in the ring, I duck the clothesline, I duck the back elbow, and I take the trip, and I land square on my hands, and I proceed to dislocate my shoulder and pop it right out of its socket. Luckily for me, it went right back in. I pushed it right back in, but I spent the past hour just sort of sat there feeling sorry for myself with a very, very limp arm. It was okay. I did finish the session. I did do the last couple of things in the session, so it wasn't completely like life I wasn't really badly injured, but since then it's just been really sore to move my arm, and the muscles are all achy, and it's just it sucks. So I'm
Jesus.
kind of rehabbing it right now, but yeah, it was scary. I've only ever had that happen to me once before, like ever, and that was about 7 or 8 years ago. I was like play fighting. I think we actually might have been like wrestling, and a guy pulled on my arm, and it came actually came out of the socket, so just like it did this time. So I'm kind of worried that I'm prone to it, because it's not good. I know people can do that on command, like as like a freak show kind of thing. People are weird, like double jointed and that, but
Yeah.
I think if you're wrestling, you don't want your joints popping out of the sockets like every time you take a fall. So
No.
it kind of threw me a little bit, and I was kind of disappointed because I was thinking, oh no, I'm gonna have to tape my arm up every time I wrestle, and all this kind of stuff. But there is no
Jeez.
no. I've got some time to rehab it now, so it'll be fine. But it wasn't all bad, every cloud and all that.
Yeah.
In the evening, I got to have my first go at actually helping out with a show behind the scenes. I train with a company called Britannia Wrestling Promotions, the BWP, and they are based in North Wales, mainly in Prestatyn, a place called Prestatyn on the coast. This show on Saturday was in my hometown, like where I am right now in Denbigh, in the town hall. But the annoying thing about the town hall is the place where the wrestling takes place is on the second floor, so you have to carry the entire ring up a flight of stairs before you can even have the
What?
show, which was great fun, kind of. To give you an idea, it normally takes about half an hour to put a ring up if there's a good few people helping you. This took about an hour and a
Yeah.
half to 2 hours just to put it up. But it's all good. But no, I was helping out. I was working the mixing desk. I was doing all the audio cues, entrance music, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of have a new appreciation for it, because it's always something I wanted to do, was do something like that. But until I'd actually done it, like I didn't realize, as good as it is to be in control of a crowd inside the ring when you're actually performing, it's controlling the crowd a different way. Like when you're behind the controls of that desk, and like, say for example, we had a spot at the end of the show where the big heel, the main like bad guy, the heel Danzig, he won this tournament, and he was going to light this Welsh flag on fire. Now, one, that's not going to happen because of health and safety and fire safety and all that, right? Yeah.
The motorbike.
Yeah. So one,
Yeah.
my mic is great. I can't really help that. So one, no one's going to be lighting a flag on fire in the middle of a town hall because of fire safety laws and all that. Two, if you set a Welsh flag on fire in the middle of Wales, there's going to be a riot, quite obviously, right? So I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew who was going to come out and sort of save the day and fend off the bad guys and all this. So I had my finger on the button, and it was the most rewarding thing ever. Like, he lights the lighter, and you could see the flame come up in the distance, and then he starts to move it towards the flag. And the second he got towards that flag, we have a guy called Dylan Roberts, who's the main good guy. He's like a really good wrestler, and the fans love him. And I forget what film it's from. I think it's Predator. There's a bit I think it's in Predator where he goes, "Dylan, you son of a bitch," like that. And that's the start of his music, and then it kicks into, and I think it's "Change or Die" by Papa Roach is his entrance music. It's a
Oh,
really
good
like,
choice.
it's a really like it just gets the crowd pumped up, and every time his music plays, they go mental. So I'm sitting there with my finger on this button, and he goes to light this thing, and the flame just gets to the flag, and then I hit the button, and it goes, "Dylan, you son of a bitch," and then the crowd just go absolutely berserk, and it was like I popped the crowd. You know what I mean? That just felt amazing.
Oh, that's good.
It was rewarding in a completely different way, to the point where I now want to do that all the time. It's like, this is cool, and I didn't fuck anything up either, which is great. So
Oh, that'll be good though.
it made
Sounds
it,
like a good time.
it's something that I can do whilst I'm training, and I can still be involved, and yeah, I'm really pleased. So that went down really well. It's daunting though, because we released our shows on DVD, so my first ever work was coming out on DVD. So if I'd fucked it up, you know.
It would have been
It would have been
disaster.
disastrous, but I didn't, so that's grand. So it kind of made up for what happened earlier in the day, but it was scary, so
Oh, that's
any
good
guys
though.
that
At
have,
least it picked itself up.
yeah, It sort of saved the day for me. It saved the weekend. I was just depressed because I just thought, oh man, am I going to be fit enough for this? With my shoulder and all this. But I think I just need to rehab it and just be careful. I think that's all it is. Just be careful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my weekend.
That's good though, and you're enjoying the
I'm loving
training.
it. I've always wanted to be, and I've been a wrestling fan for, oh Jesus, like 15, 20 years, seriously, at least. And I kind of feel like I'm getting to that point in my life now because I'm 26 now. I'm kind of thinking it was getting to the point where I was thinking, I'm never going to get into this. I'm never going to get the chance. But I was given an opportunity, and I just literally have just taken that opportunity, and I have not let go of it. And
Exactly, and don't.
yeah, it's amazing, and I wish I'd done it sooner. I wish I'd done this 10 years ago. Really,
That's
but
always the way. It's always the way when you're getting into something new like that. You
I'm
just
so
kind
glad,
of.
and I was so nervous about doing it, but I'm so glad that I just got over it and just went all in for it because it's like I'm just having such a great time. I really am.
Good. Good. Good man.
Yeah, I'm in a really good place with that right now, but except for the shoulder, But
Just rest. Make sure you rest.
yeah, Jesus, check me out talking about myself. We're supposed to be talking like
Yeah, you're
wrestling
such
here.
a narcissist, aren't you?
Well, you did ask.
Do you know what? My nose is so cold. I feel like it's on fire. It's so cold. How does that make sense? Anyway,
We
I
should
didn't
put.
watch the pre-show.
No,
What?
neither did I. I mean, to be honest with you, I used to watch them every month, but they've just gotten a little bit crap recently.
Tedious.
Tedious. I just.
Yeah, apparently though it wasn't too bad.
Paul Heyman was. I think I hear Paul Heyman had a good. Was he on
He's on Miss
Miss
TV.
TV? Yeah, I heard that was quite good, but I have honestly I haven't seen it. I saw his promo on Raw, but I haven't seen the Miss TV segment, but I guess it would be good because Paul. I mean, we had one a couple of weeks ago that wasn't so good. I know you weren't too keen on it. There was one promo we had, but usually for me, Paul's on the money, so
True.
I may go back
There,
and watch it just because it's Paul. I love to watch. He's just captivating to watch. Paul Heyman. He's the best bullshitter I've ever known. Like
he's the biggest troll.
he's the biggest troll ever, but it's captivating. It's like, and there's certain
Yeah.
guys on that roster. Like I'm trying to think. Like Ambrose is one of them. When they talk, you just have to listen. You have
So,
to, and you believe it. But usually when Paul's telling you something, it's bollocks. But it's Paul Heyman. You're gonna listen.
yeah,
He's a
like you bow
genius.
down.
He's a genius.
Um, Someone has said on Twitter, because obviously Renee Young is going out with Dean Ambrose in real life, and apparently she says something like he was a hard man to track down or pin down or something like that. I just seen
Whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Dean Ambrose has Renee Young.
Yeah,
Holy shit! I did
yeah,
not know
he's
that.
banging her.
Lucky bastard.
Quite. But anyway, let's just move
Jesus.
on to the shitty show that it
I mean,
was.
they both have great taste, clearly.
All right, like.
Yeah. All right.
So, I didn't know watching that there was no. I don't know if I was under some kind of rock. We won't talk about it for too long, but it was Kane, Big Show, and Rollins versus Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback.
Oh God.
Like, oh, what a waste!
J-
What a waste! Fuck off, Big Show and Kane,
Not only
please.
not only was this a waste, but really in 2015, do we need Kane getting the winning pin in matches?
But it was a slow match. It didn't go fast. It didn't do anything for
No,
anybody.
it was just a
Like the
match.
only good thing was Orton.
Do you know what?
What?
Because the thing about Orton is obviously he wasn't announced to return. That was a surprise return.
Mm.
So I'm guessing he got changed in the car on the way there into his gear.
Why?
Well, he came out in his wrestling gear.
Oh, true, true.
I mean, continuity. Do you know what I mean? What was he literally just like parking his car? He's getting changed. Like, must get my tights on. Got to get my revenge on Seth Rollins, but first I got to put my tights on and the wrist tape and all that. It's like and oil myself up. It's like Jesus Christ, Randy, come on.
So I could have helped him with the oiling part. But anyway,
Why would he not just run out in jeans and a t-shirt? He's just arrived to beat the fuck out of him. Why would you get?
true,
Why would
yeah.
you get? Why would you get changed for a match?
I never thought of that part of it. But anyway,
It's just
there's,
little things
there's...
this little things that piss me off about wrestling. It's just continuity.
Now, I didn't go back to watch it, but you know how some people talk about like the times and matches
Yeah.
on like certain things. Apparently this match was like 13, 14 minutes.
I thought it was
I
more like 18. I thought
yeah,
it was longer than that.
I thought it was about 20 odd minutes. It
Yeah.
was so slow. It was so bad. The only good thing was Orton
Yeah.
coming back in. It was just really, really, really odd. Like oh, I don't know.
I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I'm actually glad that he's back. I've kind of missed him, to be honest, in a weird, horrible way, and I've never have said this before, but considering how Raw's been the past couple of months, I have actually missed Randy Orton.
Do you know what the shocking thing was? You know who got the pinfall for that match?
Okay,
Kane. What's right about that? Anyway, let's move on. It
you
was
know why?
shit.
You know why Kane got?
Shit.
You know why Kane got the pinfall, don't you?
Go on.
Because on SmackDown, Kane got pinned.
Okay,
So he's
okay.
getting his win back because this WWE in their even Stevens booking where nobody gets over because everyone always pins each other. So that's why he got his win back.
Well, that's just shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely shit. Move on really, really quickly because we're trying to be quick. Stardust versus Goldust.
Oh my god. Oh
I
my
thought that was awful.
god. This match. Right. Cody Rhodes.
Awful.
Cody Rhodes comes out. Zero reaction. I could hear a fucking pin drop in that crowd.
Yeah.
Goldust comes out. Exactly the same. I've never heard a crowd so quiet. There was literally not one person cheering for either of them. It was
It's
so boring. Nobody cares.
it. Do you know? It's because, right, people said on Twitter it's because they've lost so much in recent months. And I actually agree they have been losing a lot. But it's also because this feud should have happened last year.
No, this feud should have happened like 3 years ago when they originally.
Well,
They've been trying to get this feud for 3 years.
no, I know that, and I've, that's fine. But
Why? Why
they were
was?
hotter last year.
But why did?
Last year was fine.
But why didn't they just save this for WrestleMania? Why did it have to be on this show?
True, they could have built it up. Still got what, four
People might
weeks?
have cared about it if they just saved it. Now we've seen it. We've seen how awful it was, and now we're going to have to watch it again. I think the crowd are really going to care about it. And not even that, they botched the finish.
Yeah.
Goldust gets a crucifix. 1, 2, not 3. Fuck it, 3. Like, was it 3?
It was
What the
just odd.
hell
It was
happened?
so odd. Like,
Do you think that was the planned finish, or do you reckon the ref just cocked it up?
I'd say it was a cock up.
Yeah, I think so.
I genuinely do.
Cody
Like,
looked pretty like surprised about it.
it, yeah.
I'm sure that Goldust was supposed to win, but I don't think he was supposed to win like that.
It was just weird.
Awful match.
And the worst part is, it's like, I know that we're saying it could have been a feud last year, could have been a feud a few years ago. That's all well and dandy. There, there's someone at my front door. I was like, caught me off guard. They're such
Probably
good wrestlers.
it's probably just a Jehovah's Witness or something.
They were actually at the door yesterday morning. My brother and I were like, I'm not answering the door. You can fucking do it.
You want to put a little sign on the door that tells them to all to fuck off. That's what I used to do. I shouldn't have admitted that actually. But...
That's harsh.
Yeah.
I don't.
Am I right?
I don't know who it is.
It's Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm telling you.
But anyway, the
They're all
worst
evil.
part is,
They're all evil. Vic,
you're
I'm telling
fucking
you.
evil. Right, let's move on. I was gonna say they're two good wrestlers. They could have better. There could be a good chance here for a good WrestleMania match.
It's
I'm
weird.
just,
It's
I'm
weird
throwing
because
them a bone.
they're both good wrestlers in their own right, but together they have no chemistry against each other. As a
It's
tag team,
crazy.
yeah, but against each other, no. It's just nothing. Like they should have done it when they had that. Do you remember that one year where they had the Rumble square off? And do you remember it?
Yes,
Was that last? I don't know what year it was,
that
but
was
that's when
last
they
year, the
should.
year
Yeah,
before.
that's when they should have done it.
And everyone has said that.
Everyone
Everyone.
was into it, but nobody cares.
Anyways, the Usos versus Tyson Kidd and Cesaro.
Loved it.
I kind of blinked and missed this match.
No,
Like,
no, I loved it.
No, I went back and watched it again because I caught the ending and that they won the belts. I was so
Yeah,
happy for them. And I was so pissed off at myself for not paying attention. So I went back,
you watched it
watched
again.
it. No, I love Kid and Cesaro, and I do like the Usos.
Yeah.
When they're a bit stretched at the moment, I feel sorry for them, but I did like the match. Probably one of the best matches on the card.
This was to
Would you
me.
agree?
This was perfectly acceptable wrestling. It was good, and I like the little touches. Like I like how Tyson Kidd stole that move. Do you remember Adrian Neville versus Finn Balor from the NXT
Yeah.
special where they reversed the splash in with the knees up and then got the cradle? He stole that from Finn Balor, and I just thought that was a nice little move. And Cesaro doing the single arm, the single legs giant swing with the one leg, and then putting him into the crab. That was a really cool move.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
insane. One of the Usos, I think it was Tyson Kidd, or was it Cesaro? One of the Usos pulled one of them off the apron, and Samoan dropped him into the barricade. That was disgusting. It was brilliant. Yeah, good match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was good. I felt that the Usos held back a tiny bit, but
Yeah,
it was a
it's
short match. It was like
I've seen,
10,
I've
10,
seen,
12
I've
minutes.
seen the. You know, I was kind of getting tired of the Usos because I was seeing Usos versus Miz and Mizdow so often. I was starting to think,
Yeah.
I was starting to think that the Usos were bad wrestlers, but against
Yeah.
each other, these two teams work really well. And again, on Raw, we saw the same match, and that was another good match. So I think they just have good chemistry. So yeah, give me more of these two teams for about
Yeah,
six
they're
months,
grafters. They
because
they work hard.
WWE's tendency is that we're probably going to get the same match for about 6 months. So 6 months of this match, I can take this. This is like something you'd see on NXT, so I can take this quite easily. So give us more of this, please.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. And I liked that he got the clean win for a change.
Yeah, yeah, surprising win. I didn't think that would have been the pinfall either. I thought that was just surprising, and the crowd loved it.
Mm.
I mean, I love Tyson Kidd, the cats, and he's a man after my heart with the cats. Honestly,
I
love
was
him,
gonna say
love
something
him.
there, but I won't. But
Go
no,
on.
no, I won't. I think people are just genuinely behind Cesaro as well. And kids, I feel like they know
He,
their workhorses and
Cesaro
stuff.
just needs a break. He had a break last year around this time when he slammed Big Show out of the Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
That
he
and then
won
he
that.
then he was a Paul Heyman guy for about a week, and then they just put him in the doghouse, and that was it.
They took
Cesaro,
away his brass ring.
yeah, and his trophy. Uh,
Yeah.
but that
Um,
match is coming back this year, so
yeah,
maybe.
I heard that today. I was like, yay.
But we know the fact is that they're probably going to put this same match on the WrestleMania pre-show, so whatever.
Right, right, right.
I'll be watching the pre-show for WrestleMania if it has these two on it.
Did you see that Preston City Wrestling are doing like, a viewing
Yeah.
party type of thing? Oh, I'd love to go to that.
I have a thing about WrestleMania. I usually like to watch it not on my own, but I like to watch it in the comfort of my own house. I
With your
don't know
dog.
why. Maybe just because it's so late, and I usually go on Skype and I do like a Skype roundtable whilst we're watching it. So I do something, but I don't usually go to like public viewings of pay per views and stuff.
I've never been, but I'd like to. But anyway, um, the I'm trying to be quick. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Um, the Sting Triple H thing. Oh my God, it was dire,
Do you
dire.
think so?
Oh God, my
Do you know?
eyes.
I'm glad you said that because I thought it was awful. I just thought you were going to disagree with me.
The only thing is that I like is that, and I think I tweeted this. If I didn't, I meant to. I like that Sting hasn't spoke yet.
I don't
He
think he
hasn't
should.
said
He
anything.
shouldn't say anything until.
Exactly. He doesn't need to. His persona and all that kind of stuff is
Yeah.
enough. But
What
but
they're trying to do is the same thing with the Hogan and Sting from like 96, 97, where Sting will come out and Hogan will just try and bully him, and then Sting will do things with the bat, stick it up his ass or hold it to his throat or
okay.
whatever and taunt him. And that's what they've done, and that's what they're trying to do, but it's not working the same as it did back then. Sting is a 55? He's in his mid 50s, right?
Yeah.
Triple H is 10 years younger than him, at least. And it's Triple H is scared of this old man, and it doesn't work for me. I just don't see it. I don't understand. This would have worked 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I um
But I would have felt the same way if it was Undertaker, because Undertaker and Sting, two old men. I really don't really care.
did you see that meme?
Which one?
that I put in the group, and it's when Sting has the bat up to Triple H's neck, and he says, Vince sent me to tell you stop having NXT
Yes.
outshine his main roster. Where I'm the best person at finding these memes,
Yeah, that was good.
memes, whatever I fucking call it.
Memes.
I know, but I like saying
We've
memes.
had this discussion
Yeah, but I
before.
like saying memes.
Yeah,
Memes.
it was a crap segment. It really was.
It just I thought, oh, we took the bat out. I was like, oh, could get excited. No, I didn't get excited.
It's like Bat
Ah,
versus Sledgehammer. That's basically the thing here, and
it was just poop.
it's just.
I'm not even looking forward to their match. Like what you said, they're too old. It's
Do you
just
know what? It will be, and I'm sure it will be a passable match, but it's not anything I'm looking forward to. This segment is exactly what I expected, and that's not in a good way, but it's exactly what I expected. So whatever, whatever.
yeah, it was what it was. It's just a lot of people. I'm going to mention this really quickly. A lot of people were giving out on Twitter, like giving out means telling off or
Yeah, yeah.
moaning, because some people
Bitching.
don't. But some people don't get the Irish ways of life. But
Excuse me.
someone, um, what? I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, people were saying that the crowd were quiet, that they were shit, they were invested in it. But I know for a fact that Booker Torch, on Twitter, he was there. And he actually said, and I think some other people said as well, that the crowd were loud. They were quite loud at
Well,
times.
I didn't hear
It
them.
didn't translate to telly at
I
all.
didn't fucking hear them at all.
Were they not on camera side? Or were they,
Clearly not. They were like
you know,
they were sitting on their hands to me. I didn't hear anybody or see
it
anybody.
was such a tough crowd. And Memphis, like it's Memphis is wrestling, like it's big, you know.
Memphis is always a hot crowd.
Yeah, what's going
They're a
on?
smart crowd as well. If they're not, if they're not going mental cheering, they're at least booing because they're smarks, But this crowd just didn't care.
It was weird. It's weird, and it should be something for Vince to worry about. Again, I want to just reference MMA.
Considering it's Memphis, I'm surprised they didn't do something with King, with Lawler, and include him somehow. I'm surprised they didn't have Triple H kind of threaten him or something just to get the crowd to wake up.
Um, Maybe so, but I would not like to see Lawler do anything because no.
No, I don't want him in the ring. Oh God,
But
no.
did you see again another thing I put into the wrestling group? I think I tweeted it too about the front of that magazine cover.
The Vince one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how airbrushed was that?
No, I'm not talking about his muscle mag thing.
Yeah, but oh.
There's this magazine called Fighting Spirit magazine.
Oh,
I actually
I've got that right next to me here. I got it for free on
is that the
Saturday.
Vince with the one that says you're fired on it?
Yeah, I've got it with me here.
Okay, I haven't read. I want to buy it when I'm in Dublin at the weekend, but
I'll send
because
it you.
no, it's okay. No, I like
I'll
to.
scan it for you.
No, because I actually do buy that when I'm in the UK.
Oh,
I do
right.
like the magazine, so I like to support them. But
I got it for free.
you bastard. It says, now don't tell me about the inside and don't tell the listeners. But I just thought that was so interesting. You're fired. Why Vince should be, stopped before he destroys
It's an
his
interesting.
empire.
It's an interesting read. That's all I will say.
Can answer this with a yes or no? Is it bullshit article or
Um,
is it?
it's kind of like, in a way, I'd have to say it's like it's fantasy booking, isn't it? It's like it's not anything that's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? It's an opinion, but I
We
don't. I
know
wouldn't say
that.
I wouldn't say it's bullshit, but of course it's make believe because this is someone's column. Do you know what I mean? So, but I see the valid points. That's all I can say. I understand. Okay. I do understand.
Okay. Okay. Well,
See for yourself.
yeah. No, I do want to buy it. I can hear phone interference.
Could be me. Could be me.
Get off your phone.
My notes are on my phone.
My notes are on my phone. Oh my god, what? The Divas match was next.
So you know what? I've got to be honest. I didn't really watch this. I was too busy making a cup of tea.
Are you serious?
Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked the match.
I heard the bit where King was talking about Paige, and he said if she was a hamburger, she'd be muck gorgeous. And I just face palmed. I just face palmed.
Oh my god.
To be honest with you, do you know why I didn't watch this match?
Why?
Because let's be honest, who cares after that fatal four-way on NXT the other week?
Look, I have to defend Nikki Bella and all them. The ones that work hard,
Do you know? No.
I will defend.
Okay. They work hard. Okay, I'm not saying, but I just don't care. They're just not in the same league as what I'm seeing elsewhere. But I'm not saying they're not good. They don't work hard. They do work hard, but just as far as like connecting, with the audience.
Now, I said that very seriously. I'm just going to say this. We're not going to go on about it
I
because
feel like you're gonna tell me off now for saying
I
that.
am going to tell you off because, right, there's a selection of the females in the Divas on the
You're
main
gonna say
roster.
you're gonna say Paige. You're gonna say Nikki Bella.
Brie
You're gonna
Bella,
you're gonna say you're
Natty.
gonna say Natty. Yeah.
Um, there's one. I think Emma works hard. I just think
Emma's okay.
no, no. I like her, and I loved her matches against Paige in NXT.
Her dancing's a bit shit though.
But sure, like fuck it, like she wrestles is good. This hashtag that's going around, give divas a chance. I know you don't care, but for
No,
the
no,
ones
no. I do
for the
care.
ones that work, it should be a priority. For the
I
ones
do
that
care about
work
that.
hard,
No, do you know what? I support that. I don't care about what I'm seeing now because I know what I'm seeing now is going to be bollocks if it's not on NXT. But I do fully support that movement that's going around on Twitter because I think that should be done.
it
I
should
really
be
do
done.
because women's wrestling is it's still an important part and people just don't take it seriously anymore. At least
It's
not.
almost not fair. Like, how can you get behind the divas when they have a 30-second match on Raw?
And we know that Paige is a good wrestler. We know that Natty's a world class talent. But we also know that we're not going to get to see it. So why should we care? We're not going to get a 10-15 minute women's match on a pay per view, let alone on a Raw, or a SmackDown. So why? I just don't feel like I have a reason to care. Because I know I'm not going to be rewarded.
Yeah.
But I do see where you're coming from.
Right. Yeah, you should.
Also, I did see the finish, where she got the roll up with the tights and everything. The one thing that pissed me off. Did you see the replays after the match?
Yeah.
Did you see the camera that was hidden in the turnbuckle pad that showed the replay of her holding the tights?
They had them all around the ring. It was really weird.
Why did they have a blurry camera hidden inside the turnbuckle pad? What was the
At
point?
least go to HD, like.
Yeah, but it's so blatantly telegraphed the finish. When you saw that replay, you were like, "Oh, that's just bollocks."
It was weird because that Tucker torch, whatever you want to call him.
But who would hide a camera inside a turnbuckle? It doesn't make any sense.
He tweeted a picture. I must link it to them when we finish. He tweeted a picture of the side of the ring, and he said there's holes in the side, so there's cameras in there. What the hell is this? Bizarre. Just
That's so I can't explain that one. It's just
it's a bit creepy.
Show a close up from a different camera. Don't put one inside the turnbuckle just for one thing on the show that's insignificant. It doesn't make any sense.
It was odd. It was just odd.
Yeah.
We then had we better breeze through the next few. We had
the crowd finally wakes up after what, 2 hours?
News. Barrett had the Intercontinental match.
Do you know what? Before we talk about the actual match, can I just make a little rant about Ambrose?
Go on.
Dean Ambrose, what a complete bastard, right? Hear me out. This babyface wrestler, okay, Dean Ambrose, is pestering for a title match that he's not allowed to have. So it even gets to the point where he ties the heel, Bad News Barrett. He ties his arms to the ring post on Raw and forces him to sign the contract for the match with his own hands. Okay? After going to all that trouble to get this title match, what does he do? He gets himself DQ'd.
I know.
And then he steals the belt. What a dick.
Odd.
I don't understand with Ambrose. Like, he's a babyface and the crowd likes him, but they're making him act like a complete douchebag.
They've lost their way with him a bit.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
I do see it, yeah.
He's acting like a heel. That's what a heel would do. A heel would
A tweener. He's in
A,
between.
a heel would use a cheap tactic, like tying a guy's arms together and forcing him to sign it. And then when he gets angry and gets himself DQ'd, he would steal the belt in anger. That's what a heel would do, but his babyface Ambrose stealing the belt, it doesn't make any sense.
It's like they don't want him to look weak.
And Ambrose lost, and Bad News Barrett, wasn't cheating in the match. He lost in a fair manner, and he gets his belt nicked. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's there's such. Do you know what? Like I thought when this was kind of rumored, it was like a Barrett Ambrose weird pairing.
Also, what the fuck happened to the headlock driver? Why are we got this shitty double arm dirty deeds thing that Ambrose is doing? That headlock driver was badass. What is this shitty move that he's doing that everyone else uses? Was it too dangerous?
They're tweening him up.
They've just dumbed him down. Thank God he's still got the rebound clothesline because that move's fucking amazing.
That's my favorite move. You
Thank
know what?
God.
I used to watch FCW and like some of his matches. Like, and I especially remember a match of him and Rollins, and he did that clothesline. Oh, I just loved it. I just
Have
love
you
it.
ever watched Nigel McGuinness wrestle?
Yes.
He does the same move, and I've loved that move for a very, very long time. So
It's a great move.
It's a great move.
But yeah, strange match. Could have been better, to be fair. Agree?
Yeah,
Disagree?
agree.
Now, the next part was the Undertaker. Well, what did my friends said it was called? The Underbreaker.
This fucking segment. Oh Jesus.
Do you know what? I knew it wasn't him. I knew he wasn't going to be there, but I still had goosebumps. I just love his entrance. I knew it was Bray in that coffin. I knew it. Like, I still got so excited. I don't think I peed a little bit, but I felt like I did. It was awesome.
I knew it was going to be Bray inside that casket.
I freaking loved it. It was amazing. I have been going on and bitching about Bray for weeks now, saying I don't like him. He's boring me. He won me. He had me in his hands. Oh, world. Do. I swear. You know how much I've been like, ugh, Bray. I'm a Luke Harper fan by far.
Do you know, my only problem with this, because I thought his delivery was great. The only problem I had was what he actually said. And what I mean is first of all, he said the Undertaker is a shell of his former self, which I think is kind of hitting quite close to home with what's been on the internet recently.
No. Have you not seen the Michelle McCool's Instagram?
He still looks fucking old, come on.
He doesn't. I think he looks alright, actually.
He's dyed his hair again, but he looks...
He doesn't look that bad. I was expecting this kind of Skeletor type of person.
Also, he's not that bad, Jesus.
But that's what you went on about.
Also, he then says that it's time for Undertaker to go home. So I thought to myself at the time, well, if he says it's time for him to go home, then why is he calling him out exactly? Because to be honest with you, he's probably already at home watching this segment on the telly. So why would you call him out? It doesn't make any sense.
You overthink things.
That is what I do. That is my job, to overthink things. It's just a bit of a plot hole.
Take from it what you can. That's how I deal with WWE
I just think that they could have gone about it in a different way. They could have had him say something else. Not saying you should be retired and at home and in a nursing home or whatever it was he was trying to say. You could have said, like, oh, I'm more demonic than you, I'm more evil than you, and you could have said something like that, just to taunt him, but I don't know. I took it for what it is.
Yeah, and enjoy the fact that, I think we're gonna get something good from this. It's Taker. So. It's gonna be flawless.
Well, the problem with this is that Bray's the kind of guy who can't fly and flop around Undertaker for 20 minutes, making him look invincible. Bray is a big guy, like Brock.
He moves quite well.
He's faster than Brock, thank God, because that match last year was awful. So I'm hoping it'll be a good match. I hope so.
I think it'll be good.
I think we should get some interesting stuff on Raw before WrestleMania, which is good.
I hope so. I
I've
hope
also
so.
heard that the next.
Oh my god, interrupting one.
I've also heard breaking. It's not breaking news now, but that they're planning on keeping Taker off of TV until WrestleMania, so we're not actually going to see him until the pay-per-view, which is interesting.
No, I don't know. Is that good?
Well, in a way, I don't know. It's hard to say, but we'll see what they do with Bray, because I do like what they're doing with him. I just don't agree with all the points he's making, but that's, again, nitpicking.
That's nitpicking and personal opinion.
But it is plot
for the
holes.
masses, it was good. For anyone that doubted it, it was good. So
Yeah, it was
chill
good.
out.
I'm chill.
I really don't want to talk about the next match.
Well, I think we kind of have to.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I I've had such a struggle with coming around to Rusev, and I didn't really. It was just one of those matches where it was like, oh, I don't know. I couldn't get. Do you know what? Maybe I need to kind of watch it again.
Do you know what?
But Rusev worked hard. He worked
Yeah.
damn hard, and he didn't look as weak. Like when you think back to when he first started out on the main roster, I didn't like him. I thought he was a bit meh. He's so big and he's unique. I thought.
Can I be honest? Can I be totally honest with the listeners? I watched this on, like I said, on the network the next day. This match must have been about 20 minutes. I skipped about 10 minutes of this because for me it was just boring.
It was power versus power versus power.
I watched 10 minutes of it and I just thought, oh, this is just not doing it for me. And I actually skipped to the finish and watched the finish, which I thought was interesting. But again, we kind of knew that he had to win. Because God forbid if Cena was he needs the US belt, you know.
Could be wrong.
I thought it was interesting how they had him lose because, you know, they made it look like it wasn't entirely his fault, but they made Rusev look like a monster. So I thought they did a good job with that, and now they can say that Cena's broken the accolade because he did break it, but then he got punted in the balls and put back in it again. So the finish was good, but the match it didn't really do it. I did skip a fair bit of it out, and it kind of. I don't like power versus power matches. They just don't really do anything for me.
No, they don't for me because you just
at least John Cena power matches. I just don't get into them.
Yeah, because he's gone from 5 to 6 moves of doom. But seriously, he was calling spots.
Yeah,
he was calling spots.
I could hear him. It's so loud.
He's so bad. I hate when he's called spots.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the next Botchamania to come out because you know he's going to be all over it.
Yeah, he was quite evident in that one, and I actually was telling my brother about it, who's in the next room over. I must show him the match on the network, but they're going to have a match at WrestleMania. Blah blah blah. What was next? Oh yes, the number 1 contenders match. This wasn't that bad. Brian made Roman look like a star.
Do you know what? I would say this is probably one of Roman Reigns' best matches I've seen in a long time. I think this is better than most people are giving it credit for.
It was match of the night. And what you said, it was probably his best match. I'll admit to that too. It was surprisingly good. I think it saved the pay-per-view for a lot of people.
Reigns worked really hard in this match, and obviously Brian always does, but yeah, it was a good. But Jesus Christ, Daniel Bryan, get a haircut, the state of you, mate.
I like it.
He looks like I don't know what he looks like.
You shut up commenting on stupid things now. Come on.
That's what I do.
But listen,
everybody thinks it. I just have the balls to say it.
No, listen, you don't. He is. If he wants to be Jesus, then he can be Jesus. Amen.
He does look like Jesus.
I actually just put my hands up like I am. Amen.
Also, apparently from what I can see, Roman Reigns' catchphrase is now, "Believe that." So does that mean that he's like Teddy Long now? Because I like, "Believe that, player." Like, is he just like...
Player.
Tag team match. What? 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
I just done like a little jig there, you know. Do. Teddy Long.
Little Teddy Long shuffle.
I thought of today.
It's just a lame catchphrase. Go on.
I thought of John Laurinaitis today.
Oh, people power.
People power.
People power.
People power. God, he was good.
Do you know what? I used to hate him, but thinking about it now, that was genius.
That was such a good
He was
way.
such a heel.
So clever how they did that and how he pulled it off. Clever.
Considering it was him as well, I just think he did a great job.
Is
I
he?
miss him. I miss him.
Yeah. I know he's still with the company, isn't he?
I don't
Like
know. I don't actually
backstage.
know. I don't actually know that.
John Laurinaitis.
I
Yeah, I
can't.
think.
I cannot confirm nor deny that one.
Oh, it's because I watched that Shield thing recently.
Ah, yeah. The summer,
That's why I thought of.
yeah.
And he was on it. People power. What? Okay, I remember people power.
Oh, what
Oh
this show has
Jesus.
turned into. Oh god.
Yes. But no, the last match was quite
Good. It was
decent.
good. Yes.
I love watching Daniel Bryan wrestle. I
Yeah.
just love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm glad they haven't diluted him too much to how he was like in ROH and you know what I
Yeah.
mean. He still is the same Bryan Danielson to me that he was there. There's just certain moves that we don't see him do, like the cattle mutilation and stuff like that. But by and large, it's the same Daniel Bryan. I'm so glad. I'm so glad he's back and he's healthy, you know, and he's working because I goddamn Raw needed him for so long, you know. That last summer and sort of was just hell to watch, you know.
Yeah.
Such a good wrestler. Such a
But
good
yeah,
wrestler.
it was the pay per
And
view itself.
he brings the best out of Roman Reigns as well. He made him look like a star.
Absolutely. And when Reigns kicked out that time, it was a big deal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it was made to be this big massive deal, which is what he needs. I think people, especially on Raw, were coming around to him a lot more. There's more cheers for him. So hopefully he picks up that momentum a bit,
Do you know
you
what?
know?
I was gonna talk about this when we cover Raw, but I may as well just say it now. In a way, Daniel Bryan's endorsement of Roman Reigns is helping Roman Reigns to get over with the
So
fans.
much more. Yeah.
I went on Raw. They were actually cheering for Roman
They really were, yeah. It
because
wasn't
Daniel
as
Bryan
loud, but it was still good.
because Daniel Bryan has says, "You beat me. You are the better man. Now go kick his fucking arse." You know, at WrestleMania,
Yeah. What
and
did he say? He shook his hand
he
and he said,
says,
oh yeah, he told him to kick Lesnar's arse.
"Yeah," and I just thought
Arse.
he's doing him so. I said that in an Irish accent, didn't I? I said,
Arse.
arse,
Drink.
fucking arse,
Drink.
drink.
Hey,
I love my brick.
my lonely
I'm not gonna. You know,
horse
you're not gonna get me started on Father Ted right now. I'll be here for
running
now.
down the field.
I want to shower you with sugar lumps and ride you over fences, polish your hooves every single day, and bring you to the horse dentist. That'll do.
Do you remember we used to always sing that in text messages and then on Skype whenever we spoke?
Yeah, and then they had the little sexy jazz solo at the horse's head. Oh, Christ.
Right, let's go on to
Enough.
Raw.
Yeah.
Flippin' hell, do we have to?
Unfortunately. Can I say something? I am sick of 15-minute talky segments opening Raw, and I say this every time, but God forbid give us a wrestling match to start. For once, just one week, we have 3 hours to sit through, and you're going to start with fucking talky segment. It does my head in.
Now, I don't want to talk about, like, right, what I'll say is, I spoke all of that yawning. Dear. I don't mind that it was opened with Orton this week. I don't mind that. And I liked what he said about it not being a 20-minute promo, blah, blah, blah. It turned into 18 minutes. Oh, actually, it could have been more. I stopped counting after 18 minutes. So in hindsight, Orton, you jinxed it. It wasn't your fault.
It's not so
You're
much...
beautiful. It's not your fault.
It's not so much that it started with Orton, it's who comes out next. The fucking Authority.
That's what I mean. He jinxed himself. But
Yeah.
look, anyway, they won. I'm not talking about that. That was just shit. That was predictable shit.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen. And this was the whole focus of the 3-hour show, was just, oh, is he going to join the Authority? Well, of course he's fucking not going to join the Authority.
It's ridiculous.
We know he's going in for Seth. Come on.
Yeah, and let them do it. Like, let them just have
Let him just
their
fight.
awesome match because it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Um, Ziggler versus Barrett. I felt like we were on Raw from last year and the year before and the year before because
Yeah.
hello,
Yeah.
bad booking.
Yeah.
Or Truth. Why was he on commentary? I don't know. I don't care. He's 44. Can you please fuck off? Um, that's what's up.
I get the feeling they're gonna do some kind of multi-man match for the IC belt
It's gonna
at
be
WrestleMania.
Ziggler, Ambrose, Barrett, and then it might
Our
be
truth.
or Truth. And that's just shit because that's what's up. Um, I liked a bit when Ambrose came out. I thought that was kind of fun
Do you know what?
because he still
Actually,
has the belt.
yeah, he started about douchebag, but I thought the match was good. There
Yes.
was a couple of sequences in there where I think it was like Ziggler goes for like the famous ducked, hits the ropes, hits the winds of change. It was just a really cool finish sequences in this match at the end, and I just thought it was really good.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't get the Ambrose thing, so what a dick.
I love him. I just think he's amazing.
And
Uh,
and then he was pissing off Ziggler as well. It's like, what did he do to you, Dean?
you're really not liking
I love Dean Ambrose. They're just making him act like a douchebag.
hmm
But you know,
um
whatever.
I was kind of tweeting along with Raw to see
Yeah, I noticed.
if you've seen. Yeah, I like to do that because it's fun to interact with people. But you know, can more of you follow us now? Thanks very much. Um, the crowd. I liked this crowd at Raw. They were definitely more vocal.
They were. They really
And
were.
I enjoyed that. It makes it all a bit easier to watch because it's so long. I really liked it.
Good. Yeah, it was good.
It was good. They had that thing backstage.
Thing. You mean
His
the Triple H and thing backstage?
nose.
Do you know what? Why did they have to have that promo out on the stage to start the show? Why couldn't they have done that here?
It was just weird, absolutely weird. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Ascension, Ascension. Let's talk about the Ascension.
Ugh.
No, do you know what? I don't get what's going on with the Ascension. Um, they've been unstoppable, jobbing out all these like people for so long, and then just like that, Primetime plays back and they lose clean to the Primetime. I don't understand why they had them lose just like that after they've built them up the way they have. I just don't get it. To
You know how
them, to
people,
them.
but you know how people have piss breaks through diva matches.
Yeah,
I had a pee break through
you
this.
didn't miss anything. Seriously, I just don't
I
get the
I don't
booking.
know what's going on. What's not? I'm not going to get into it because we
It's
need
just the
to speed
booking.
things up.
The booking is so bad. It's just awful.
Is
That's
that is that what it is? Is that what's not trans? What?
for me, at
Is
least for
that
me.
not what's? Why can't I talk? Is that not? Is that what?
So
What?
the primetime plays beat the Ascension clean with a roll up reversal thing.
With a roller?
So yeah, roll up. So the primetime plays win, but then after the match, the Ascension beat them up anyway and get the heat back. So what was the point? Why didn't they just win in the first place? Why did they have to get their first loss on TV to them and then beat them up anyway? It's just stupid. You've wasted that streak on that.
It's
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 baffling.
weird.
It's baffling.
Um,
There's no care going into it. Ugh, you know.
what I was trying to say, for fuck's sake. That's why he in Pittsburgh. That's why he's reported to be.
That's what, 2 weeks away.
Yeah. So take
That's not
from
good.
that.
That's not good if they're having contract issues and he's champion and he's got a
Yeah.
main event match at Mania. That's not.
He's got a very important job of A, being the heavyweight champion, but B, of
He needs to be on Raw. He's the world
utilizing
champ.
himself to make
He's
an
he's there. He's
newcomer look strong. He has a duty as someone who's
hmm.
been in the business a long time. He's had the X, Y, and Z mounted belt. He has to put Reigns over too.
He needs to be on Raw. He's their champion. He's their main world champion on that company, and this is their biggest show of the year. He needs to be on that show, building that up, and Reigns needs him there as well.
That's what I mean. That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to say, is that he has a job as the champ to do all of the above, but put someone over. He
They
has
can
to
make Reigns. They can make Reigns loved by the time Mania comes around if they do two things. If they keep Bryan endorsing him to get the fans to like him, and if they have Brock to antagonize him to make the fans like him. Do you know what I mean? They need to have it from both sides. They need both of those guys around Reigns to get him over before Mania, and then he will go in there, and the whole crowd, I think, will be behind him. But I just feel that without them, he'd be floundering right now, and they would have a real problem, especially if Brock is having problems.
Yes.
There's time yet.
What?
I said there's time yet. They can.
We'll see. We'll see. Yes, typical shite before Mania, really, isn't it?
They're really leaving it short notice this year. I remember, even just a few years ago, by the night after the Royal Rumble, you'd have every match for Mania pretty much in your head, and you would know exactly what's going to happen. But this year and the past years, it's just not been happening that way. But
It's bizarre to me. It really is bizarre to me, the fact that they're pissing off the champion, that he walks out.
it's just
The
it's
fact
just
that
a,
he, that
yeah.
there's so much going on backstage because of one fucking asshole
It's
boss who won't let go and
it's
won't move forward.
I think it's just that in this day and age and the wrestling on TV, everything moves so fast and storylines are over so quick. Whereas even a few years ago, a storyline would last at least a couple of months. But this time, you expect a feud to go from January to WrestleMania, and they're blowing it off on the next pay-per-view or on Raw, and it's stretch these things out, make people care about them. That's the problem.
I was thinking about that. I was watching the Triple H podcast again, but I was thinking about the one
Because he
with
said
Vince.
that.
No, he didn't say that actually. It was Vince.
Was it
Vince
Vince?
said it first.
Ah,
Shh, shh. Let me say this.
okay. Sorry.
Because I'm gonna kill you. The no, you interrupted my Reigns thing, and I had more to say, but now I forgot. But no, he said that this fan era is the reality era. It's fans that have attention spans that are short, and I was agreeing with him. But when I was thinking about it after Triple H been on Stone Cold, not that he said it in similar, but he was talking about fans and stuff. I kind of thought, well, hang on. The fans have been like that because that's what you're giving them. So the fans, in fact, haven't changed, because I know, and and a lot of my friends that are wrestling fans would always agree, the longer the feud, as long as it's not ridiculous, the better, because you've got more, So
Yeah.
when he's saying, and when I'm saying short attention span, I'm actually kicking myself in the head by saying that, because it isn't. It isn't like that, and it shouldn't be like that. I think it should go back to normal, but
I think if they just did put
they're
it back
feeding
to
feeding that out. So
they're giving us that, and we're taking it, and they're saying that that's what we want. But it's like you say, it's just because that's what we've been given. But I think if they went back to the old way of doing it, I don't think anyone would have any problem with that. We just
They
accept
wouldn't.
it. We probably prefer it because, like you said, there's more there. There's more to get invested in with a feud. I just think it's just, and also it must be really hard to write TV these days with the amount of shows you've got and storylines moving so quickly. It's like these writers must be so burned out, and that's probably why Raw is so bad, because it's 3 hours. You've got SmackDown as well. You've got Raw 3 hours and stuff is happening at such a quick pace. These writers must just be fucked. I'm not surprised the quality is not there because they haven't got time to write these things out properly and make people care.
He said there was 20 odd writers in a creative.
Oof.
NXT has one.
And what does that tell you about NXT?
It's on once a week and it's an hour long.
And it makes sense.
Yeah,
Everything on NXT makes sense.
But why can't they have 2 writers, 3 writers? All right, they give them 5.
Five is more.
Go back to 2-hour Raw and
do you know what?
Give me a break.
It's a good point, and in a way, the way I look at it is if you have 5 people writing a 3-hour show, they're all collaborating with each other, sat around one table, collaborating with each other, coming up with a show that it makes sense and it's all linked together. Whereas if you've got 20 people, each have their own little ideas, and you put that together into this big clusterfuck of a show, none of it's going to make any sense. It's more focused. It needs to be a wrestling show that we're supposed to follow on a week to week basis. Needs to make sense, and a lot of what we see on Raw doesn't make sense, and you can see that some of the stuff is really good, like the Bray stuff, and I think the Reigns and the Bryan stuff. That's good storytelling. But then you got like the Ascension and the Divas stuff, and it's like clearly this is a different league of like writer here. These people aren't as talented because there's no substance there.
I bet you anything, right? The person who's writing the stuff for the Divas is Michael Hayes with Kevin the Dick Dunn behind him, breathing his fucking ear, pulling his willy.
Grinding his fucking buck teeth.
Oh, so annoying. But anyway, we should go. Shouldn't
Probably, yeah.
I have to say, though, before I go, that I always look forward to recording. It is a weekly podcast, but we've been a bit busy. I've been in Ireland, so it's hard sometimes to get time. Not because I'm lazy, but I'm obviously here to be with my family and stuff. So that's my reasoning. And look, life, guys. But
we will get it back on.
Yeah, like I'm back in the UK in the next 10 days after Fozzy and stuff, so I will be back on it like a car bonnet. I don't know why I said that. But I have to say that leave your questions, all that kind of crap on the Facebook page. I love the Facebook page. It was going well, then it went quiet. So I need to get it back up.
We need to plug it. We need to plug it. Plug
the bastard thing. But yeah.
And if you guys like what we're doing, just give us a plug, give us a share,
Yeah. Because I know Stephen Wiles, he listens, and he's a good friend of mine. He does a great column on Wrestling News Source. He plugs me sometimes, so I'm gonna make him plug us more.
Yeah, because you know what, we all do the same. I know you do the same, Vic, but I am always like sharing other people's podcasts and their content because I think that the wider audience that your stuff gets to, the better,
Yeah, definitely, and I think we've got something quite special.
The internet, wrestling community can be, for the most part, so supportive of each other and each other's projects, and that's really nice to see. And I am a big believer in that. So, it'd be cool. We appreciate it. We do.
And I want to do a mission every week, right? So let me, because we're gonna go in 2 minutes, but I just want to say this first. A challenge for you, Chris, and a challenge for the listeners and my friends. I'm gonna call everyone our friends because they kind of are like our friends.
They're our family.
I want you all to tweet. He's gonna kill me for this. John, my friend Jonathan Sparkman. I think his username is Sparkman. I don't even know his Twitter handle.
We'll find it. Let's find him now. Hang on.
Wait, let me find him. But I basically want everyone, as many of you as you can, to tweet him and tell him to appear on the Sunday Seg. Because, Chris, he's too shy. He said he was too shy. Now, you've been on the Sunday Seg, haven't you?
I absolutely loved it.
And I'm saying that on the behalf of the Sunday seg because
Do you
he
know
was
what
supposed.
that show Sunday segment is it was a pleasure to be on with you. I really enjoyed my time on it. Great
It
bunch
was
of lads.
so much fun.
Great crack. Great bunch of lads.
We're
Loved it.
not ready for guests yet, so we'd rather, obviously help the seg out because he was supposed to be on the other week. It's Sparkman_UK. So
Right,
everyone tweet him.
you heard it, guys.
Sparkman_UK.
I'm doing
Tweet
it right
him
now. I'm doing it right now.
and tell him to be on the Sunday seg. He was supposed to be on a few weeks ago and he actually bailed.
Ah,
He said he had it.
I'm still waiting for my invite, fellas. By the way,
You were on it already. He's never been on, so I want him to
I want
really.
to go back. I loved it.
Well, Kenny, make it happen. Make it happen,
There you
bitch.
go. I'm not a busy guy. I may look like it sometimes, but I'm really not.
He has no life. No, I'm kidding. That's a bit harsh. Um, but yeah, we're gonna sign off. Have you anything to say? Anything to
No,
say?
I'm just amazed that I made it through Raw this week. I'm just, I mean, I do it for you guys because if it wasn't for this podcast and this project, I probably wouldn't be watching Raw. To be quite honest with you,
Yes, I would actually be in agreement with you there.
so I'm trying my best, and at the very least, it gives us something to rant about. So
Yeah.
it's all
Well,
good.
you never shut up. Um, so say your
I'm a
goodbyes.
great host, though. You got to admit.
You are great. I love you to bits.
Ah,
Now, let's get off the air.
yeah.
I'm so rude. Right, everyone tweet John. And Chris, you have to think of a mission for next week. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, I could do that.
Yeah, give it a good think. Thanks for listening, everybody. Ta-ra from me. Chris, you can sign out.
I'll just go with Sarah. No, thanks for listening, guys. I guess we'll be back next week, hopefully.
Yes.
Nick? Yes? Is that a promise?
Yes, that's a promise. Yes.
Right, you heard it, because we have NXT to talk about and stuff, and I would need to.
Yeah.
So,
And Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Okay, cool, and Raw, obviously. Well, maybe. We'll see. Cool, so thanks for listening, guys, and we will see you next week.
Peace out. I've held my pee for about 40 minutes. Why is it that whenever you start on Skype or a phone call even, you need to pee?
I got a bottle right here, I know what I'm doing.
What?
I didn't use it just in case you'd hear it, but...
No, I know you didn't. And your mic is too good, it would have heard
I
it.
could do it now and I wouldn't care, but I wouldn't